Oh, I'm just not sure what that means, how to deal with. Whoa, hello. You know what? I'm having some trouble today trying to figure something out, and maybe you can help me. Someone told me the other day that maybe I just need to push the envelope a bit more. Yeah, Milt, maybe you could push the envelope a bit more, they said. Push the envelope. So I came back to my office and I found some envelopes. We got this long envelope here. We got an envelope like comes with a greeting card. Oh, I got a friendship community long envelope here. I got a smaller little envelope. And I've been trying to push these envelopes around, and it's not really making any sense to me. You know, if you would get an envelope out and you would push it on the table, uh, not sure what that's supposed to do. I'm just pushing it back and forth. And it's a little difficult to push. I mean, I don't understand why I'm pushing it. Hmm. Well, I'm thinking about this and I'm realizing that I have heard somebody say to push the envelope before, and I don't think they were talking about pushing it on the desk. No, maybe it was something else they were talking about. Let's see if it can come. Oh, I remember. When they say push the envelope, they were talking about doing something that exceeds the limits of what it has been done before, or for you to be innovative and go a little further. So if you push the envelope, you're doing something to a greater degree or in a more extreme way than has been done before. So what is the person telling me when they say, Milt, you need to push the envelope a little bit more? Hmm. Well, there's some examples of how people do push the envelope. For instance, we could say, that extreme sports athlete, those new extreme sports you see, like skateboarding and snowboarding and all those extreme sports, they like to push the envelope with their skills. They're always looking for that new and greater thing to do that'll challenge them, right? Or you could say, you know what, if you want to make a name for yourself in the business world, you can't be afraid of pushing the envelope, of getting out there and doing something new. Now that makes sense. And I've heard someone say this, it's a natural stage for most teenagers to push the envelope of their parents' rules. Sure, take it right to the edge to see how far they can get away with. Yeah, push the envelope. Now that makes sense. Do you know that the expression push the envelope actually comes from the airplane industry? Now, I don't have a plane to play with in here today to explain it to you, but in the 1960s, during test flights of new airplanes, they came up with this idea of pushing the envelope. And the word envelope in that instance meant the limits of safe performance. So they push the envelope. It means to fly an aircraft faster or higher or dive more steeply than it had ever been attempted in order to see what it could do. To push the envelope. How much pressure can this airplane take before it breaks apart? Well, I guess pushing the envelope can sometimes be a bit dangerous, don't you think? I think so. And by the 1980s, the expression push the envelope was used figuratively and it became sort of a cliche. And now we say it. You want to go out there, push the envelope, do something you've never done before. Well, you know what? This reminds me of the stories in the Bible about people of faith. People who push the envelope because God told them to do something new. The book of Hebrews has this one chapter in it we call the faith chapter, Hebrews 11, in the New Testament. And the first verse of Hebrews 11 says, faith is being sure of what we hope for. It is being sure of what we do not see. And there are in that chapter a number of stories about people who had faith and did something new. Like Noah. Noah had faith, so he built an ark to save his family. He built it because of his great respect for God. God had warned him about things that could not yet be seen, and because of his faith, Noah showed the world it was guilty, and because of his faith, he was considered right with God. That's found in Hebrews chapter 11. Another, Hebrews 11 verse 8, about Abraham. Abraham had faith, and so he obeyed God. God called him to go to a place he would later receive as his own. Yeah, and so he went. He did it even though he didn't know where he was going, Because of his faith, he made his home in the land God had promised. Noah had never built an ark before, so I guess you could say he pushed the envelope of building. Abraham didn't know where he was going when God told him to go, so Abraham pushed the envelope. He went to the edge, to the extreme. Something new, something different. Verse 39 of Hebrews 11 says, all of these people that had been named in that chapter were praised because they had faith. I guess they pushed envelopes, don't you think? So, I guess it's not a bad thing when somebody says, hey, let's push the envelope a little more, or maybe, Milt, you need to push the envelope a bit. It means I need to do something new. Maybe change it up a bit. Do something that might be a little risky, but yet might be helpful to me and might prove my faith. Well, push the envelope. Okay, I'm going to remember that. So today, maybe you want to try something new. Yep, something a little different. Maybe dare yourself to do something that will be beneficial for you in the long run. Whatever it is, I hope that you have a day filled with joy and a day filled with peace.